Okay, hi, I'm Beck Lane, and this is Catalyst and Company. Catalyst and Company, where hopefully we not only become catalysts in our own lives, but a catalyst in each other's lives. And as I talked about in my last video, I was wearing the same shirt, by the way. As I talked about in the last video, I've really been rethinking things and rethinking the way I've thinking about things that have happened to me, experiences throughout my life, and how they affect me now. I don't think I mentioned that in the last video, but it's okay. We'll move forward regardless. But I've been thinking a lot about experiences that have helped me, helped me to feel incredibly vulnerable, which I don't mind. I'm not embarrassed by vulnerability. I actually enjoy it in some ways, but made me feel vulnerable and broken, to the point of pretty much completely shattered at times. And I just went through another experience like that as an artist, where I had the rug pulled out from underneath me and a couple of other friends. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being in that position. So what I've been doing is trying to figure out how to recalibrate my psyche so it doesn't happen again, and so I have more control, or something. Let me tell you what I've been doing. For 2 months, I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of writing too, writing notes to the universe, writing letters to myself. I went on Facebook and I wrote about 2 experiences where I think this all started, this feeling of complete and utter isolation in a crowd, and where it really started to where I was made to believe that I was of absolutely no value or importance to anyone. So I wrote about them, and I did it on Facebook, not to be like, oh, woe is me. It's just, there's something about writing on Facebook and having to keep the paragraphs fairly short that helped me. It helped alleviate or understand the situations, see them from a different point of view. So I've been doing a lot of writing, but like I said, Facebook helped me to see it from another point of view, because once it's out there in public, like these videos, it helps me to kind of see it differently, see it from a bird's eye view, as opposed to being in this swirling mass of crap, around me, or mess or chaos or whatever that's going on around me. And the same thing, like I said in these videos, I go on with the intent of presenting myself as being strong and full of courage and or whatever lovely positive thing I think might help somebody, and I end up devolving into this mess of not this mess, but I end up devolving into a person who not only feels defeated and shattered, but presents himself that way. And I don't mean it, and I don't mean it to hurt anybody. And so oftentimes I say, you probably see yourself in my situation. So now we're going forward, as I mentioned last time, in this same shirt, as I mentioned in the last video, we're going forward to remove defeat from the equation, that feeling of defeat and shattered hopes and brokenness. We're moving forward. So like I said, I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been doing a lot of listening to podcasts, a lot of writing little notes to the universe. Dear universe, I thank you for, and it's really helped me to see how very fortunate I am. Because with all the garbage that's gone on, that's broken my spirit in many ways, broken my psyche, I also understand, well, that was dumb. I also understand I'm a very fortunate person. I'm a very lucky person, Because over the last 2 months, as I really felt broken down and defeated by this last situation, this last overwhelmingly horrible, had the rug pulled out from underneath me situation, a number of people have reached out and shown support in a variety of ways. People who didn't know what was going on, because I wasn't writing about it on Facebook. I wasn't talking about it on YouTube hardly at all. I wasn't really being particularly pointed. I was being very vague, if at all, if saying anything at all. And so people started reaching out. I actually had a friend just show up at my house with tears in her eyes going, I had a feeling you were in a bad place. I've gotten a number of phone calls from friends who have said that. I've had supporters who have just said, here, let me help you. I think something is going on. And so I just want to say thank you to all of those people for helping me to make it through the past 2 months while I try and get myself together-ish, or at least get through the firestorm and hell mentally and emotionally that I've been having to deal with, and figure out how to go forward. I do understand I am very lucky, and I am in fact not alone. And I oftentimes, to be honest, forget that. I think, like so many of us, especially right now, or over the last 18 months, I oftentimes feel like I don't deserve to exist. And I've been told that, I was told that, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of times growing up. And through experiences over my life, have explicitly said, or in other ways said, you don't deserve to exist, while I'm fighting to be valuable enough to exist. And I'm sorry, I know this is very raw, but I just thought it was important to clarify. I have had a very difficult time. I had a very difficult time getting out of bed for about a month, or posting anything or making a video for 2 months, because that, why do you exist? Why are you taking up space? That judgment from other people, and those criticisms from other people, and experiencing life from people who actually thrive off of pulling the rug out from under other people, or thrive in just being horrible. They thrive on hurting vulnerable people. I forgot where I was going, but I've had a hard time getting through that and coming out to an understanding that at this point I have no choice but to exist, and so I am going to make that existence mine, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So in the writing, in the podcast listening, in the YouTube watching, in these exchanges with intuitive, lovely, kind, generous people, I've tried to reorganize myself, and that's what brings me here with you today. This is my painting table. Actually, you can see some of the supplies over here. I have more over there. This is over to this side. There are brushes and little cups of mineral spirits that I primarily use. That's the secondary over there. That's the stuff in waiting. But right here, we have what I'm making as my survival guide. Around my house, I have a number of notes like this, reminding me what to do every day, so that I don't devolve or shatter and end up just walking around in a circle, or frankly, going back to bed and hoping when I wake up, I feel differently. So I have, I have a number of notes and reminders and organizational tools that I've set up over the past primarily few weeks to help get me back on track. I'm doing regular daily things that I didn't do for a long time. Showering every day, because that was a problem. Showering every day, putting on almost fresh, clean clothes, making my bed, vacuuming, making sure the dishes in the sink are washed. And they seem small, but when you're dealing with depression and anxiety and that feeling of loss, when you're dealing with all that grief, or all these horrible emotions that pop up when you're, depressed, just washing your dishes can seem completely overwhelming and unnecessary, as does showering. So my neighbors got used to me walking around and going out to get the mail in my pajamas and me wearing the same clothes for 3 days. So we're out of that. We shower, we make our bed, we put on clean-ish to clean clothes, vacuum, wash the dishes, blah, blah, blah. Just do the daily things. Then we can set off into our career land and building ourselves back up. So I have these notes hanging up all over the house, or notes like them, as well as a schedule to what I have to do every day. I haven't been sticking to it. Now I'm hoping I build up enough strength where I'm able to get back into it. But one of the things I got from one of the people who has been particularly supportive was notification about a podcast, because I've been listening to a lot of serial killer podcasts for the last 18 months, and then I moved on to podcasts like The Secret Room, where people they tell their secrets, and I thought that was really interesting. I've tended to put away the serial killer stuff for a while. I did binge watch pimple popping videos for a few weeks, but we're done with that. Once I started to go, I realized that needed to end. But I was sent a podcast at just the right time. Last night, my friend Linda sent me a link to a podcast called, The Thriving Artist. And this is turning out to be fabulous. I just started listening to it, The Thriving Artist. And it's actually, full title is The Thriving Artist, the Clark Hewlings Fund. The Clark Hewlings Fund. Clark Hewlings was an artist whose work was very popular and highly collected. Now he's kind of disappeared from the marketplace a bit. But they talk about him, but then they talk about ways to be a professional artist and how we should navigate this new world. I'm sure this goes back a long time, so yeah, it's going to go back far beyond the pandemic, but I'm listening to it to hear clues as to how to push forward. And it's really fabulous, so I want you to listen to it. Sometimes I turn on these podcasts by and for artists, and they talk about they talk from a perspective of, we know everything and you need to listen to us. And they kind of do in this, but they also don't. Because I don't appreciate that. I don't talk to people like I know everything, although I have tried to, just to be inspiring, but it never really works out well. So I appreciate people who are just honest. Like this thing that we were doing, like this morning I was listening to one about art fairs. This thing that everyone was told they had to do, and I've been told I should do, doesn't work for everybody. And this art fair thing that is supposed to be the big thing for certain artists, is evaporating because of this illness. So let's look at how organizers of art fairs, for example, have taken and they're rethinking it. And now they're doing it virtually as opposed to in person, because I don't do the in-person art fair thing. I barely go to my own openings. Or in the past, I've barely gone to my own openings because I get freaked out. Too many people. So anyway, I'm listening to that, which is helping to validate the organizational tools I've learned in other places, or I've just figured out myself. Just figure it out. So what do I have up here? I have up here, let's ignore this for a second. I have up here my financial goals, my financial goals, the base goals I want to reach, and I will reach. And that's how I'm approaching all of my little organizational tools and my goals, is I will reach them. And one way I approach them is every morning when I get up and I'm waiting for the medicine to take effect so I can walk around without limping or falling over, I'm writing little notes to the universe. Dear universe, today I will. And instead of being half-hearted about writing these little notes to the universe, I honestly believe them. I honestly believe. I have to believe, not hold hope that things will happen. I have to believe it from my core that I will reach my goal today. Whether it happens or not, I'm going into the next day going, today I will. Today I will. Today I will. Because one of these days, the universe is going to hear me, and that's it. That's it. We're not screwing around anymore, universe. So I have my weekly and monthly financial goals up. And then I also have how else can I reach my financial goals? I've got up here a little income list. I want to be able to write down the days where I have income from my work. Sorry, I'm waiting for a truck to show up to pick up some artwork and ship it up north. So if I turn around to look and see after I hear a car door, now you know why. Plus I crack my back. That's awesome. So I want to be able to write up here my income goals. The first day I wrote up here, the income that day was 0. I don't want to look at that. What I want to look at is how many prints did I sell today through TeePublic? Did I get a new Patreon patron? I want to be able to write up there what is happening so that I elevate. And I want you to see yourself in this. To elevate, I need to elevate my spirit, my soul, my psyche. I have support. I need to be reminded. We need support. We need to remind ourselves that we have succeeded. So I'm going to ignore that first big 0, and I'm going to write down the next time somebody buys a t-shirt or a print or a poster and I get a notification, I'm going to put it up there so I see it and I go, somebody likes your work. Somebody wants to support your work. Or a random person just went, that's a nice picture of Ryu Kusama. I think I want it in my house. Because that's valuable to know. That's valuable to hold in your heart. What contacts have I made? We can't make them in traditional manner. And that's what they talk about in this podcast. We can't make contacts in the traditional manner, and I'm not very good at that anyway. What we have to, my favorite way is this way, on YouTube or in social media. So I have to list out what new contacts, what people have reached out to me that haven't before. I'm going to start writing them down so I see them, and it's drilled into my thick acorn skull that I am making contacts in the best way I can, in a way that makes me comfortable. I'm not a glad-hander. I don't like going, to meet people. I can't stand it. I can't stand walking into a place and saying like, please like me. By a place I mean going to a gallery or going to other venues that are, by the way, right now struggling as much as you or I are, going in and saying, please like me, please like my work. I'm sick of being diminished and demeaned. I'm sick of demeaning myself that way. So who online has liked me today? Or not liked me, but felt compelled by my work to start following me? I'm going to start writing those down. But outside of then I've got painting goals, day-to-day painting goals, which I don't have anything on because I don't know what to write down other than just do something. But outside of painting goals, what am I doing to help myself? I'm cleaning my house, I'm washing my dishes, I'm taking a shower, I'm putting on clean clothes. On top of that, I've decided to take control of my weight because over the last 18 months, over a year-long period since COVID started and I lost my last horrible job, I gained 5 pounds. Like, that was a year. And then over the last, 6 months of living here, or however long I've been in this place, I've gained another 5 pounds. So that's 10 pounds on. I need to lose it. I want to lose a total of not just the 10 pounds that I lost, but a total of 25 pounds. My ideal weight is 25 pounds lower than I am now. So I'm going to work on that. Fortunately, I don't have the money to buy food all the time, so it's going to happen regardless. But how can I help myself in attaining those goals? Well, let's add some fun in your life. If I were to draw, in my life, if I were to draw a life wheel, like life coaches use, if I were to draw a life balance wheel, it honestly would have one little arrow, one little point that's sticking out. If you look up life coach wheel, and you'll see what I mean. There's all these categories you can write for your life wheel, and you draw them into a pie, draw the life wheel into a pie, and then in those sections you write out family, which is non-existent, fun, entertainment, non-existent, fun pretty much non-existent for me, self-care, income, career. For me, painting. If I were to draw the life wheel out with all these little pieces of the pie that defines my life, or I want to have define my life, painting is the only thing where there would be a dot out here from the center, and the rest of the wheel would be in here. So as a life coach, I worked with a life coach a while ago, as she explained to me, you need to have all these points, all these ratings, and this is what it is. When you have a pie slice, I'm sorry, it's kind of convoluted. When you have a pie slice, you rate where you are in that pie slice to that particular category. So like I said, fun, it's a flat 0. It goes down here. Painting, out here. So literally on my life wheel, if I were to take it and put it on a car and try and drive it, it would be entirely flat except for this one little section where in painting is sticking out. That's it. Look up life wheel. It'll be less confusing that way. So I've decided to pull my life wheel out a little bit, and part of it is having fun. And how do I define fun? How is fun comfortable for me or for you? It's not going out. I don't care about going out. Once in a while, I would like to go to a bar and dance, but there is no bar to dance to here, and ew. So what's fun for me? Dancing, putting on Bumblebee Radio, my friend Kristen's radio station, Bumblebee Radio, and I'm sorry, we're running long, and listening to Bumblebee, but not just listening. Stop, enjoy the music, and dance. So it's dancing in my little rental. Listening to Bumblebee Radio, that's on my fun list. Take a walk. Take a walk. Take a breather. Leave this place. Leave your anxiety, depression, your frustrations, defeatism. Leave it all behind. Go for a walk. And that will help the weight goal as well. So it's helping mentally, emotionally, physically. So my walk is fun. It's not as much fun as it used to be because of the pain, but we're doing it anyway. 2 to 4 miles a day, period. And then engage with people. It's hard for me to engage with people, especially when I feel tattered. But when I do, when I remember to, or I push myself to, I feel a little bit better, especially if I can say something kind to them. On my walks, the other category under fun, when I go for my walks, I'm working on my weight, but I'm also engaging. So I'm striking several different points. When I go out, I make sure I talk to someone. And this is something I did during another bout of severe depression that I went through. I forced myself to leave my house and I had to engage. And when I engaged, I rewarded myself. I can't afford to reward myself right now. So I'm making the engagement the reward. I tend to talk to homeless people when I'm out and ask them questions. And we just sit and chat. And that is a huge reward for me, for them. So I'm trying to learn to engage or remember how to engage better. I go to certain grocery stores and I engage with certain grocery store clerks. And I make them laugh. And in making them laugh, I feel better. I've made someone happy. If I pass by people and we say hello, I try and make, if I pass by people and they've started an exchange, I try to make them laugh. And that lifts me. So it's something to consider. But then also on my life wheel, I have, painting goals, but forget that, self-care, which is just not something I consider. One of my rewards for engaging with people, again, affecting the life wheel, using different I'll buy myself, I have a soap that I like, and it's $1.25. Like I said, I can't afford it right now, but I will reward myself when I can with my little bar of $1.25 made in China soap that I absolutely adore. That's part of my self-care. Understanding when I'm tired and need to lay down, I just got to go lay down. That is self-care. Even if I'm sad and I don't want to feed into the sadness and depression, I'll go lay down. Give yourself a friggin' break. Go lay down. Go sit down. Self-care. When I need to take my mind out of the anxiety and the depression, put on a video or a podcast. And lately, as I said, it was serial killers for a long time, and then it was pimple popping videos. I also love the Nanny, Super Nanny. Oh my God. And The World's Strictest Parents. Oh my God, I can't get enough of that. But I also look to comedians like Louis Black, who just points out the incredible absurdity of being alive. He makes me laugh hard. So Louis Black. I want to share this with you so you start thinking, if you're stuck in the state I've been in, maybe we can find a way out. But now every day too, over my friend Kristen Eck, over the little laptop here that my neighbor gave me after my monitor broke, my computer monitor broke. By the way, I can't get into my PC now because I don't have a monitor. My neighbor Erin gave me this laptop. I put on Kristen Eck all day, every day. She's playing away. I love Bumblebee Radio. But above it is hanging one of the most important things in my house. What are you doing to reach your goals today? What are you doing to reach your goals today? If I'm hiding in a corner, oh my God, we are really going on 30 minutes. If I shut down and I don't engage, if I don't go on the walk, if I don't make any efforts, I'm not making any strides towards my goal. So this is hanging up everywhere, and I hope that helps you a little bit if you're kind of stuck. What are you doing to reach your goals today? Now, I put that up, and my friend sent me the link to the artist podcast that I showed you that I just forgot what it is. Wait a minute. The Thriving Artist. And I listened to an episode this morning, and I'll stop soon, but they were talking about, art fairs and traditional ways that artists have promoted themselves or built their careers, and how they're not really working, and how finding new avenues. And they were also talking about something that's frustrated me, not being able to be an insider. I'm definitely an outsider, no matter what people think. I am such an outsider because my work is, this is what I've been told. Galleries have told me many times, we don't carry museum quality work. We need things that are going to match people's living room. People don't want artwork they have to think about, which is a big fat lie. It's not true. My artwork isn't the easiest thing in the world to sell, but I have people that are very passionate about it. So these people were saying, if you're on the outside and you're pounding on the doors trying to get in the inside and you're getting frustrated, there's nothing you can do. That was wonderful to hear. You're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing you can do. You cannot get into the good old boys club. You will not get in the center of it. So, and here we go. Instead of trying to kick the football to the posts, I love analogies. Instead of trying to kick the football to the post, move the goalposts. So instead of being dependent on traditional old ways of doing things, of connecting, of engaging, of building contacts, of selling artwork, instead of depending on those traditional ways that are now like moot at this point, move the goalposts. Or better yet, build the goalpost yourself. That was mine. Be the goalpost. Move yourself around. Make it so people, and this is something I've tried to do in the past, but I've never had a way of verbalizing it and being able to hang on to it mentally. Or understand that I might be able to do this. Be the person that they come to. Those people at the center that have kept you out. Make yourself into the person, the personality, the brand, the product maker, or whatever, however you want to phrase it, that they come to. And if they don't, oh well. If they don't, it's not your problem and it's not your shame. It's not my shame. It's not my shame that galleries have stolen from me. It's not my shame. It's not my shame that I have a gallery organization that owes me probably $100,000. It's not my shame. So I'm trying to take the focus off of that and all those horrible experiences that I've kind of shared on YouTube and other places. And what I'm going to work on doing is moving the goalposts so that they're kicking to me in this analogy, or I am the goalpost and I just keep moving it. And I'm not going to worry about if they kick to me, if they come to me. I know eventually they will because I'm fabulous, but I'm not going to worry about them anymore. I'm going to stick with my audience, my people who are passionate about my work. They see my value. They see the value in my work. They see the value in the techniques that I have developed, quite frankly, all on my own. Watch my massive ego come out now. But I've developed techniques and abilities and skills that are solely mine. They are unto themselves. That's what makes them difficult to sell in a traditional atmosphere, or with people who just don't want to have a broader vision. We have a niche here. We have a growing niche, but we have a niche. And we have people who see our value and support us. So we're going to work with that. We, as in me, and as in you. We're going to do this. All right? So keep all that crap in mind. I'll put the links down below, and let's keep moving forward. Once again, I'm Beck Lane. This is I almost said Studio 120. This is Catalyst and Company. Oh, and I had one more thing. Sorry. 36 minutes. This is my longest yet. I was talking with a friend about financial support in their venture, and actually Kristen, by the way, just put up a link so we can help her because she's doing all of this for free. But she's now put up a link or a button that says "Buy me a cup of coffee," which I think is hysterical, on her radio station's website, on Bumblebee Radio's website. Buy me a coffee. We were talking, I've been talking to a number of people about financial support, and there's always been a bit of shame, a lot of shame, actually, me going on and going, I don't have any food, and I have no canvases, which I don't anymore. I have one tiny one left. I don't have any paint. I don't have Neo McGilp. I am very fortunate in that a number of people have been sending me support and gift certificates, and my friend Eric sent me 4 bottles of Neo McGilp. My friend Michelle sent me another bottle of Neo McGilp, so I don't have to worry about that for a while. My friend Valerie helped me buy paint. I've had my friend Ree helped me buy paint and buy food. I have a friend who helped me with rent last month. I have a number of people who out of nowhere have stepped forward and said, what can we do? And I've always felt a sense of shame that I haven't accomplished my goals, and I don't have consistent sales, to be honest. I don't have consistent sales. And, shame that I haven't reached my goals, blah, 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 blah. But I watched a video, and hopefully I'll remember to post that down below as well, a video by Amanda, I just forgot your last name. Oh, crap. I've been binge watching her too, her videos. Amanda, oh my God. Amanda Palmer. She always shows up in my feed because I watch all of her stuff. Amanda Palmer, look her up. When it was when it was Dresden Dolls, when she and her friend were Dresden Dolls, they did a Kickstarter campaign. And they asked their fans and supporters to donate to their Kickstarter campaign. And the music industry, people in the music industry tried to shame her into feeling like a failure because she had this record contract where she felt like she did well. She sold 25,000 records, but in their view, that was a failure. So she got out of this record contract somehow, I don't remember, and she went on Kickstarter and started this campaign. And she actually inspired her fans and supporters to donate not her level of what she was hoping for. They went over it. She raised more money for a musical act than anyone in Kickstarter history or whatever. It was well over $1 million. And she learned how to do that by standing on the sidewalk as a teenager, as a young woman, and learned how to ask for help or how to not be ashamed of receiving support. by standing on a sidewalk and acting as, now we see it all the time, as a living statue. She learned how to see people and how to accept people and how to accept their support and help through being a living statue. Well, she went on, as I said, she was gone on with her recording career, or record career, music career, and ended up doing this Kickstarter campaign, raised well over $1 million. And she did it without shame. She's like, why should I be ashamed? We live in a country that doesn't value culture for the most part, and then we have people that do, and we have people that see us as artists, musicians, writers, blah, 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 who want to support us. So there is no, she feels there should be no shame in saying, I need help. So if you get a chance to look her up, Amanda Palmer, it's a TEDx talk, and I've heard it many, many, many times before, but it hit me the other day. I'm going to shut up. It's been 41 minutes. This is the longest I've talked on YouTube ever. It's a record. But I hope I've been helpful in some way. We are recalibrating. We are going to make it. We will get to where we want to be. But it's only through doing this and sharing and chatting and stuff. So I'm going to give us all a break and stop talking now. I'm going to go drink some water because this is the most I've talked in days, or probably weeks. And there we are. And I'll see you again soon. Again, my name is Beck Lane, and this gets down to the supporter part. If you'd like to help support Catalyst and Company, boy, I went off on a tangent. Catalyst and Company, there are links down below to Patreon, where you can supply monthly support and earn rewards. You can get stickers and stuff through Patreon. There's TeePublic, where you can just purchase images of my artwork on t-shirts, mugs, tote bags, posters, prints, all kinds of things. Or you can just send a tip, and that would be really appreciated because Mama hungry, and right now I'm the only one that's eating in the house is my cat and my neighbor's cat. They're eating. So Cash App and PayPal. The links for those are down below. And so I want to thank Amanda Palmer for showing me it's okay to rip the Band-Aid off and go, yeah. Ugh. Ugh. And hopefully we find a way to continue on and get stronger and better and all that stuff. So anyway, ciao. Carrie, ready? Here we go. Meow, meow, meow. Boink.